Hello guys, welcome back to Sim UK. This is Train Sim World and this is part 2 of the scenario, and we've just moved one locomotive all the way over there. Now one thing you can't do, I've noticed, is crouch, which is a bit of a shame and quite an easy thing to implement, so maybe if we hound them a little bit they will allow us to crouch, because it would be nice to be able to crouch and look out that window rather than having to sit in a seat and then still not be able to see out the window. So maybe crouching is something that they can implement fairly easily. So anyway, we're on the second locomotive that we need to move today. I've not done this one, so we'll be learning together.
This locomotive set has just been refreshed and refueled. Head out and hook them up to your next assigned train.
Locomotive set. Okay, so it sounds like there's two of them. Ditch lights on. What's this? The gauge lights on. Now, here we have another issue. There are a few issues, okay? I literally cannot get to that button. That's too high. Oh, see how tricky that is? That's dynamic brake, that's gauge lights. I mean, you've literally got a tiny slither there where you can get to it. I mean, it's not a massive issue because you can just get up and zoom in and do it this way. But just to make you aware that there are a few minor issues, and really that's all there is. There's just minor issues, nothing serious. Right, that's done, that's done. Now it did say a pair. Now interestingly, and I'm not sure if this is intentional to make you learn quicker or what, but I tried to move this earlier. I haven't done this mission, but I did try to move it earlier and the handbrake was on. I just earned a level up on this train. Got a reward for doing that. Now if you try and drive off with this handbrake on, obviously you're not going to go anywhere and the whole train just cuts out, and then you have to start it all over again from cold and dark. Now it said there's a pair here. I've never successfully moved this locomotive. It said a pair, there's three. That's a set. Or maybe a set of three. Interesting. Okay, so look. I don't know if I need to undo that. Yeah. See, that's cheeky. Because in the tutorial it doesn't say anything about removing the handbrakes. It just simply doesn't. So is it a trick? Is it like a test of your intuitive capabilities? Oh no, handbrake off. So that's interesting. Two were on, one was off. Alright. See, now the brake is on here as well. I'm not sure if I'm doing the right thing here by taking all the brakes off, but I'm fairly certain that these trains are connected. So trying to drive off with the brakes on, I think might be a bit tricky. Did I check the independent brake on this one? I'm not sure if I did. Let's just check it quickly. No, I didn't. Look at that. Now I don't think I'd be able to move any of these. I wouldn't be able to pull three locomotives with just one if all the handbrakes are on. I don't think that's going to work. And certainly the first time I tried it, the engine died. I couldn't figure out what the issue was because I'd done everything I was asked. Anyway, let's see if the same thing happens now. Damn it. I find that too sensitive. I'm going to use the keys instead. So we appear to be moving. That's a good sign. Except that the brake's on full and that's not stopping us. Except I don't quite know where I'm going. Right, so I need to come up here. Yep, looks like I need to come all the way up to here and then reverse back into here. So how far down are we going to have to go? We're going to have to come, same as we did on the first part, we're going to have to come down here. Now, I switched that lane, so I need to switch that back. Otherwise we might have a derailment issue. Is that the case? Am I following these lines correctly? That will need to be changed. That will need to be changed. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay, so this is where we're heading. It'd be nice if you could add markers, wouldn't it? Maybe for rookies like me at least. It'd be nice if you could add markers. Independent brake is now off, and away we go. That is awesome. Now, oh, I'm speeding. Whoa, I always press accelerate when I mean to press brake. Every single time I do that, without fail. Oh, hang on. Not sure I expected to be on this lane here. Well, whilst we're slowly cruising along, I'm going to see how badly I've cocked this up. Quite badly. We'll keep that on there. No, we won't. We'll switch that. Oh, have I totally missed my... I think I may have totally missed my line here. Can I redeem myself? I'm not sure. Yes, I can. I can redeem myself, but what am I... No, I can't redeem myself. I can, but I'm going to have to do loads of jiggery pokery. How frustrating. Well, you know, I don't proclaim to be a professional at this. I am a rookie, and certainly in this game I'm learning as I play. Learning quite a lot, actually. It's very exciting stuff. So I'm going to have to come along this line then that I'm now on, up to this point. Then I'm going to have to change this lever here. Change this lever here, come across, change this lever again, and then change this lever to get onto the line we're supposed to be on. Okay, so I made a mistake. It happens. Get over it. £10-mile-an-hour speed limit here, so we'll adhere to that as much as we can. And then as soon as we get past this marker, we can go all the way up to the dizzy heights of 15 miles per hour. But that's not really going to benefit us, because as soon as we get past this point, we are going to be stopping. I don't think that's going to stop us, is it? I think we're going to need to apply this. Now, have I broke? Yeah, I broke too early there. Whoops! A few feet further required. Okay, so now we can stop. Full service. And we'll set that to go the other way. Now, I suppose what I could do now, or what I ought to do now, is go and jump in the other locomotive, I guess. So we're currently stopped. No, that's not what I meant to do. Turn that off. Independent brake is off. Now, I'm speculating, I guess, that this is the way it's meant to be done. Certainly makes sense to me. I don't know if it's technically accurate. Whoops. Oh, you can walk through chairs, look. I didn't realise that. Keep trying to avoid them and I don't need to. So, now, question is, I guess, is this train set up to drive? Not sure. Let's change the points. Get us onto the correct line. And we'll have a go at least. Hey, that does seem to have worked. That's rather excellent. Now, I have sort of added an extra couple of minutes worth of work here by making that mistake, but you know, if you don't make mistakes, you don't learn, do you? Well, I don't, anyway. Clearly. Okay, so we'll just make sure that we are clear of the point, and then we'll change it. And then we'll get ourselves on this line. No, we'll get ourselves on this line, which is the one we're actually meant to be on. Almost there. Now, in an ultimate realism situation, I would quite literally be jumping out and changing these points manually, but is this going to be enough to stop us, do you think? Looks like it is. That's good. Set the reverser. Now, because we're not going too far, excuse me, I'm going to stay in this loco because we're going to be facing back the way that we're currently facing very shortly anyway. Let's just check these points are set correctly. Certainly do not want a derailment. I think that's the line we're going on to. So if I start applying the brake now, that should be about right. Or maybe that's a bit too much. Wow, that brake is more effective than I gave it credit for. There we go. All right, so we are now ready to proceed. And I need to check that we're on the right line, which we are, and then I need to think about how best to get onto the next line. So we're literally coming off on this first stop here. We'll switch that lever and then just reverse up to these guys. Let's set this up now so that we're ready. Yep, that looks good. Okay, we're almost there, guys. Phase 2, almost a success. Now, one thing you might notice, at least at this point, in Train Sim 17, you had like in the bottom hand corner that you've got now, you've got this pop-up head-up display that gives you all the relevant information that you need in order to successfully complete your current mission, I guess, or scenario, but it doesn't tell you what the speed limit is. So that's something that's changed between 2017 and here. Now, if you've watched any of my videos, you'll see scenarios that I've completed in the past where quite literally the speedo on the map and the speedo in the game don't match. We've got some glitchy flickering in and out going on over there. I don't know if you can see that. They appear to be fine on the external camera. There are some issues actually internally, whilst we're just cruising along, and see if I can... There you go. I was going to say, see if I can recreate it. It's actually very easy to do. So there are some issues still in the game, some glitchy bugs like this, but still, overall, very impressed, very happy. Cannot wait for passengers, passenger routes. Tremendous. I'll be so excited. I really will. I really am, to be fair. Right, let's just check where we are. Looks like we're coming up on our exchange point, which will be here soon enough. This point's okay. We're not going to have a derailment yet. That's jolly good. Now at some point I will deliberately cause a derailment just to see what happens. I suspect, having already tried to drive off the turntable, that all that is going to happen is the screen kind of goes, stops, you get red alerts, notices coming up, and it basically says you failed, start again, which is basically what I expect to happen. Nothing too exciting. But one day, maybe one day, there'll be an accidental derailment, and then you can see for yourselves. Right, let's get the... Always accelerate when I mean to brake, every single time. Now this is the point we're going to change. Just to be safe, I'm going to change this point over to make sure that we don't overlap there, because I think actually we're going to, aren't we? So we almost had a derailment there, possibly. I think that's what would happen if these points were not set correctly. A derailment, I'm not entirely sure. Right, so as soon as we're clear past this point, I'll change it, and we'll be well on our way to completing this part of the scenario. Whoa, wrong button. Sorry about that. Are we going to clear it? I think we need maybe just a little bit of assistance here, just to make sure we pass. Okay, so we change that point. I'll apply the brake, the independent brake, which is actually way more effective than I expected it to be, with 3 locomotives connected to each other. And we'll go and jump in the other end, why not? Okay, now, naughtily I think I've left the reverser on in the rear cab as well. So a few mistakes that the professionals will not be happy with. I'm not sure if that's going to affect my end score or not, but we'll see. I'm not even sure if there is an end score anymore. Hang on a minute, are we going the right way? I'm incredibly nervous right now, that looks wrong. That is wrong. Oh, pants. Consummate professional, as you can see. Right, we need to stop this train quick before we hit this thing. Yeah, we were on a collision course there. So we're an entire rail over. Whoops. My bad. Just back it up, I guess. Make sure that we've got these points the right way round. Yeah, this is the point we need to change, not this one. Got that slightly wrong. Okay, I think I could take the power off. Start applying the brake. That is way, way more effective than I give it credit for. Okay, let's go do this one by hand. That should be it. Now, just to save myself looking like a total prune, we'll just double check that. So we'll be coming down here. Yes, that looks far more like it. Okay, put the reverser in the correct direction and crank up a bit of power. Release the brake. Maybe we need to go to 2 to get these 3 moving. There we go. Now, I mentioned it in the last video, you need to keep your speed below 5 miles an hour for connection. So I think that should roll us in. Wow, keep pressing that button. That should roll us in at the right speed here. Yeah, we look good. Now I think possibly I might have to apply some brake here, but we'll just see how we get on. Getting close. Doesn't seem to be slowing down quite enough for my liking. We might be okay. It's a gamble now. Will it be down to 5 miles an hour before we touch? Almost like I'm a professional. There we go. Beautifully done. Now, I have coupled it to the train, but what I'm not getting, let's just sit back down again. Try and remember to do these things properly. Oh, stop pressing that button for a start. What I'm not getting is confirmation that I have oh, hang on. What the heck have I done here then? Have I connected to completely the wrong set? Oh, okay, that's telling me I'm on foot here. So what, now I have to bring this entire... Oh my god, look at the length of that thing. Surely not. I've got to connect that to this coal stretch here? You're kidding me, right? This thing's huge. Well, I wasn't expecting that. I'll be totally honest, I wasn't expecting that. Watch out for oncoming trains. Not very efficiently, but goodness me. Okay, looks like there's going to be a little bit more to this.